Hi guys, so it's Kirsty and Ali with you today for a tutorial, and this time we are going to look at down dog specifically. So obviously we teach this a lot in class, and actually despite it being perhaps the most ubiquitous, the most popular yoga pose, it is probably also one of the trickiest, particularly if you are tight in your hamstrings and tight in your shoulders. So we're going to show you just a couple of things to be watching out for when you're in the pose, and also some ways in which you might be able to find, make the pose, just a little bit easier to do. So Ali is blessed with lovely long hamstrings and open shoulders, so when she goes into a down dog, she's going to make it look really easy, but she's going to try and do her best impression of somebody who hasn't done nearly as much yoga as she has, and who has tight hamstrings and also perhaps not quite the range of movement in the shoulders that she has. So we'll do our best, so stick with us and hopefully this is useful to you. So Ali, do you just want to go into down dog?
A bad dog.
Just come into down dog and I'll just talk about the various different bits. So down dog is basically working to open up the whole of your back body. Now for most of us, this is an area that naturally gets quite tight because we don't stretch this part of our body at all. So the big thing is that the pose actually needs to start from the hands and worry less about the feet. So what tends to happen is, because we cue heels down to the floor in down dog, what will happen is if somebody is tight is that all of their body weight will end up being forwards in their hands. So if Ali does a quick inflexible down dog for me, so imagine you've got really tight hamstrings, yeah. So as you can see, Ali's elbows have started to bow, she's let her rib cage flare, and basically her weight has started to move forwards into our hands. So we need to switch this, we want the weight to go backwards towards her legs. So I'm going to ask Ali to bend her knees quite deeply, press her belly towards her thighs, and now work at pushing away with the palms as hard as she can. She now needs to squeeze her elbows in towards her ears, and over time she'll work her heels down to the floor. If you want to come out, Ali. So what tends to happen is if you are tight through the back body, through the legs, and you can't move the weight backwards, that's when your hands will slip on the mat. So some people have said they've found it really difficult to ground down through their hands. So Ali often talks in class about, what do you call these things? What's your word? You talk about
the hands.
The under knuckle of the hands. So I might talk about like the pads underneath your knuckles, but essentially these areas here on your hands have to be really pressing into the mat. The other thing you want to look for is the alignment through your hands. So depending on how you're built, it's either going to be your first finger or your second finger that will be placing forwards. The other thing that can sometimes tend to happen is arms are too close together. So you see what happens if I bring my arms close like this, my shoulders are up around my ears. So my hands need to be a little bit wider than shoulder distance so I can work on drawing my shoulder blades down into the sockets. The other technique is to draw the lowest ribs in. So I'm going to ask Ali just to go back into down dog. And so if I ask Ali just to let her rib cage go, to let it flare. Did you see what just happened then? So Ali, do it again for me. And then let it flare. So she's just sunk. All of the body weight is now in her joints. So she needs to draw the lowest ribs in. And then see how everything starts to suck up and lengthen up. So always thinking about body weight traveling up and back rather than forwards into your hands. You can come back out again, Ali. So that really is the big thing. There is a massive pushing motion through your hands. Knees can be bent as much as they need to be. And then over time, the knees will start to straighten, but if you begin to straighten the knees too much and you feel that body weight start to move forwards into the hands, into the shoulders again, then you know you need to bend your knees a little bit more, push away, extending the tailbone as far away from the fingertips as you can, and then over time heels to the floor. My biggest success of the 30-day challenge has been I can actually get my heels to the mat in down dog. I've been doing yoga for 20 odd years. I mean, it's ridiculous. So don't expect for these things to happen overnight. Just be patient with your body. Ali, can you think of anything else that we need to cover?
No, it's just making sure you're down. I sometimes think of having a pea underneath my palm so that I'm really rooting down, so it's a bit of a suction pad. And that's it really.
So these press down,
Yeah.
but this lifts up. So that's what Ali's talking about with her suction pad. I think that's about it. So bend your knees, body weight goes back, super strong arms, hands slightly wider than shoulder distance, ribs drawing in, belly button pulling up and under, and then straight legs is honestly the least of your worries. That's the bit that you're working towards. So don't start with the straight legs. Hopefully that helps, guys. Give us some feedback and let us know if you've got any questions or if there's anything else we can help you with, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.